Hey, everybody, and welcome into Locked on Bama. Luke Robinson, that's me, Jimmy Stein. Will, he's at the game. I did want to just do a live broadcast reaction to that game because it was awesome. And I feel like, we shortchange. I'm not going to put this out as a pod. I'm not going to do any of that. We'll do another pod tomorrow. But I did want to just say that this team deserves a post game reaction after that, right? I mean, that was an absolutely incredible game. I don't care who you're pulling for. That was a fun game to watch. Both teams played their butts off. Man, that was tough. There were certainly some places in there where Alabama looked like they were going to really give it away. I mean, when it was 72-62, I thought that thing was over. I'll be honest with you. Then when Alabama got up 7 early in overtime, I thought it was over. And here Florida is essentially with a chance to cut it to one or tie it up. But I did want to say, there were some things that stood out to me. First of all, Estrada and Griffin. I thought Estrada was pretty good during the game. I didn't know how close he was to a triple double. He was pretty doggone close. But I thought he and Griffin, who I didn't think had a great game at all until overtime. Griffin really he had a bad 3-pointer in OT, and then somehow we got the rebound, I believe, and he hit a three. Or no, we didn't get the rebound. We got the ball back after the next possession, and he hit the three. After that, he had not been playing super up until that point. He had some moments, but he hadn't been playing typical Rylan Griffin basketball, I didn't think. Nick Pringle, man, did anybody know he had this little finger roll thing? Had anybody seen that before? I mean, where he jumps in the air and then as he's coming down, he sort of just lifts it in the air with his fingertips. It was very interesting, and it went down a couple of times. He did foul out, which is going to continue to be a problem. And it's another problem, especially because I'm like the rest of you. I didn't know that Reitzel was going to be out for this game. And I think that was certainly a problem. We missed him a lot. He's probably our best shooter right now, outside of when Mark Sears gets hot. And this wasn't Sears' best game, but Sears had some great moments. I mean, he missed a couple of free throws early, and that was surprising to me. But he hit 2 big free throws late, and he had a big steal in overtime. Anyway, it was a very, very awesome game to watch. Huge for Alabama's SEC championship hopes. They needed this win big time. I thought Grant Nelson, again, and especially at the beginning of the game, he sort of kept Alabama at arm's length. There was a time when I think it was like 20-20 or maybe 22-22. And there was a play that they called the flagrant one foul on that sort of made it where Florida got ahead, and Alabama, it felt like Alabama just couldn't get back into it until the very end. I'm going to tell you something. Super impressed with Florida overall. That is going to be a bracket busting team potentially. Now, I mean, we say things like that when we've got 4 weeks until the tournament starts. So, I mean, a lot can happen between now and then, and a team can certainly get worse in that time or lose their mojo. We've seen that before. But right now, you don't want to play Florida. And their schedule coming up is very favorable. They got Vanderbilt twice, I believe. I know they got Alabama at home, but, I mean, you like their chances against us in Gainesville right now, I would say. Going back to Sears for a second, I'm just sort of picking things out of the air, and I appreciate all the comments. By the way, if you have not subscribed to this channel, to the Locked on Bama channel, please do. I'm not putting this out as a podcast. Obviously, I'm not going to be here long enough for that. I got to go to bed myself. But did I say, Brian says, Greta, who's Greta? Maybe yeah, I did. I typed in Greta win over Alabama, over Florida. I need to change that. And I will change it. I'll change it right now. I appreciate you bringing it to my attention. I don't know if any of you have serious like typing misspelling issues like I do. Oh my God, I've got them so much. And I must put Greta for great. I don't know. I'm going to say I do it 70% of the time. Like I screw up spelling great 70% of the time because I hunt and peck when I type. I don't actually type. It's another problem Jimmy and I have is production of this broadcast. Jimmy was at the game. Can't wait to get his reaction. Were any of you that are in the comments? Were any of you at the game? Yeah, let's see. Keith Jones, thanks for being here. Neo, thanks for being here. Tom Novinsky. Okay. I see you, Tom Novinsky. I dig it. Kenny Grant. He says it's a mute thing. Oh, I got to get that on a shirt. I've really tried to figure out a way. I wish I had a catchphrase. I don't think I do. I just think muting myself is my catchphrase. That we could do like some kind of paraphernalia for Locked On Bama. I don't even want to make money on it. Well, I do, but I don't want to make a ton of money on it. I want to just, I wish I could like sell some Locked On Bama stuff. We can't sell it with the Locked On Bama logo, apparently. We can give stuff away, but that means I have to buy it on the front end. Or Jimmy does. And Jimmy's got more money than me. He should do it. Neo says, I'm in Florida. All right. Well, good for you, man. What a special night. Florida's going to be good, I'm telling you. And then watching this Kentucky game, LSU's hanging with them. The SEC is going to get so tough down the stretch, y'all. If you watched for a minute last night, Missouri was giving Tennessee all they wanted in the second half. They don't have the horses. But he said, Justice Wilson says, does anybody know why Latrell wasn't playing? I believe it was a concussion that he suffered in practice on Monday. I don't know if he's going to be available for Kentucky, which is a problem. Kentucky may be more of a higher scoring game than this one. Alabama is averaging just over 100 points now in these last 3 games, which is the most they've averaged since the beginning of the season in their first 3 games. So Sam Walters, as Jason Dill points out, he's playing really, really well. Kenny Grant says, can you really believe this team? I can't. I'm really thrilled with the way things are going. Really happy with Nate Oates. May have been the worst coat I've ever seen. If it hadn't been used in Caddyshack before, I think Rodney Dangerfield would have come up with the line of, that's the worst looking coat I've ever seen. What do you get, a free bowl of soup with that coat? I think he can retire that one. So maybe sign it and sell it. That'd be good. Maybe Jimmy and I ought to do something like that. Like sign one of our shirts we wear. Well, look, I just wanted to give this team its flowers. They deserve it. You guys, appreciate you popping in here for just a second. We will be back with a podcast tomorrow. Jimmy will have a lot of reaction. We're going to have a lot of reaction to the Eli Gold retirement, non-retirement. So we'll be talking about that a lot too. Want to thank all you for chiming in. I know this is quick. I got to go to bed, but I just wanted to, I got to give this team some props, right? This basketball team, we got to get behind them. I still have a problem with some of our fans at the games, the crossed arms and the crossed legs. Let's go, y'all. Got to give it a little bit more than that. So anyway, roll tide, everybody. And Jimmy and I will talk to you tomorrow.